Good afternoon. This is Crocker's Crazy Living. It is 2:30 on Good Friday afternoon. This afternoon I am going to make a squash casserole for you. This is a different squash casserole that I have done previously. Last year I did a recipe for squash casserole. It was delicious. I did like it, but it called for milk and it called for eggs, and I just wanted a more simpler recipe for squash casserole. So I found Paula Dean's squash casserole on Pinterest. So I am going to make hers, and it calls for a tablespoon of vegetable oil, a tablespoon of butter, 2 pounds, about 6 medium-sized summer squash, which is the yellow squash. Some people call it crookneck squash. Some people call it yellow summer squash. So it calls for 6 of those. 1 large vidalia onion, thinly sliced. I think I'm going to chop mine. Half a cup of parmesan grated cheese. 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, but I got mild. I don't care for sharp cheese. A half a cup of sour cream, salt and pepper to taste, and 1 sleeve of Ritz crackers. And I got the small packs of Ritz crackers, so I'll use probably 2 of those. It's going to go on top of this. So I've already got my oven heated at 350. I'm going to wash my squash and slice them very thin. I'm going to cut my onion. I have a sweet onion. I don't know if it's Vidalia, but it's a sweet onion. I'm going to chop that up and get that ready to go. And then I need to saute the onion and the squash together in a large fry pan, and then transfer it add the other ingredients into a big bowl, and then transfer it into the casserole dish. So I'm going to go ahead and pause you for now. I'm going to chop my onion, and I'm going to go ahead and prep my squash, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found I think this is an 8-quart Easter pans. It's a square. I think it's either 8 or 9 quart. Doesn't even say on the back of it. It just says it's stoneware, dishwasher, microwave oven. It's written in French and Spanish. Okay. So this is the pan I'm going to use. So I may not use all 6 of these squash. Let me get these washed. I'm not going to use all 6. Stuff falling on the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slice these. Just use the same knife I had this morning. I want these squash to be super thin. I know I was going to pre-slice them and come back, but last time I paused my phone for a while, it knocked me right off. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe somebody tried to call me and it knocked it off. Seems to happen that way. I'm just going to get my fry pan because I need to put a tablespoon of vegetable oil. I left my stuff out in the car. I've got grapeseed oil here, and I'll use that. I just have to saute the onion and the squash. So in my pan goes about a tablespoon or so of grapeseed oil. And I'm going to take my pan. I have my slicer thingy. And I'm just going to go ahead and just slice these right into my pan. Trying to be mindful of my fingers while using this fancy gadget. Not to cut my fingers. Alright, then I'm going to take my holder thing here, stab that, cut those down the rest of the way. Yeah, that was 4 pretty nice size squash there. Now I'm going to take my onion. I'm going to go ahead and bake these tonight because I got my ham to do tomorrow morning. And this way everything will be cooked and I can take it to my mother-in-law's about 9 or 9:30. And before lunch I can heat it back in the oven. There, see, that did not take long to do that. All right, now I'm going to saute this just until the vegetables get soft. Or semi-soft. Rinse this stuff off. Alright, so while that is going, some of these recipes call for soup. The one that I had made previously called for milk and eggs. This one is just straight up. So this is, I think, the one that I've been looking for. I do remember Bruce's cousin Donna made a summer squash casserole that was absolutely delicious. I loved it. She gave me the recipe, but over the years I've misplaced it or lost it or something because I can't find it. But reading this recipe, I think this is very close to what Donna had made. It was super easy to make. And it was absolutely delicious. So I'm going to turn you so you can see my stove. I can hear this starting to do its thing. I do have this turned on high because I just want this to cook fairly quickly hopefully without burning. Put some salt, pepper on it, salt and pepper to taste. Maybe I'll use some salt. I'll be back as soon as these are ready, about 5 minutes. Okay, I got my squash semi-cooked. I don't want it completely soft because I don't want my casserole to turn to mush. So it's just part cooked. I'm going to dump this in a large bowl. I'm going to add Parmesan cheese, the sour cream, and the cheddar cheese. Season with salt and pepper. I already did that. Pour the mixture into a greased casserole dish. So let me get some spray for my dish. I would love to go to Home Goods tonight and see if I can find any more dishes. Easter dishes. Be the only holiday I have dishes for, like serving dishes for Easter, because I don't have Christmas, I don't have Thanksgiving dishes. All right, so I need a half a cup of sour cream. So here I have a quarter cup. I'll do 2 quarter cups. 1, 2. I don't have much left in that container. I don't want to use it all up because I don't want to overdo it on this recipe, since I cut the squash back a little bit, because I want it to fit in my dish. And I'm sure this recipe is written for a 9 by 13 dish. Okay, and half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I don't know how I get crumbs of stuff in my measuring cups when I have them put away into a drawer. I don't understand that. I wash them, they're clean. Let's break this up a little bit. Sprinkle that on there. It's already starting to look good. And then what? 1 cup of sharp shredded cheese, but I'm not using sharp, I'm using mild cheddar. I would imagine you could use any kind of shredded cheese that you want. I'm just using the Kraft bag cheese. 1 cup. How much is in this? It doesn't say. This is 3/4, so I can kind of, I'm just measuring it so I can kind of see. See, there's about that much left. Make it cheesy. Then I'm going to take a spoon or a spatula. Mix this together. That's all it is. Sour cream, cheese, onion, squash. Simple. Just mix that together. Pour it into my casserole dish. I guess this dish is bigger than it looks because I suppose I could have put more squash in there. There's still room. Maybe I'll just slice up 1 more. You wash this. I need a knife to snip off my ends. I don't think it's going to hurt nothing by doing this. I'll smush them down in there. I suppose next time I could do all 6 because I thought for sure that this, that this casserole dish was going to be too small for all that squash. Now, maybe, well, 5 would have been perfect, so I'm making note of that. 5 would have been perfect because you still want room for your topping. Now, you know, I could really change this recipe around a smidge. And instead of putting, you're supposed to put Ritz crackers on top and then drizzle it with some melted butter. I'm just kind of mashing that down in there so it gets good and cooked. It calls for breadcrumbs, Ritz crackers with melted butter on the top. I could really kind of go off the wagon and put French fried onions on top. Wouldn't that be good? Then I could use the Ritz crackers for my mac and cheese. Sounds like a plan that I'm going to try to do. All right, so let's check the recipe. Pour it in the mixture on top. Bake for 20 minutes or until the crackers are golden brown. Let it sit for 10 minutes and then serve. Use a mandolin to thin this. Oh, it does say to use a drain the squash after cooking to prevent soggy casserole. Well, I didn't do that. I didn't drain it. Well, hopefully it'll be okay. I'm going to put a few French fried onions on the top. I had bought all these crispy fried onions, and I really don't know why. I had bought a whole bunch of them. I guess I was buying them around Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, because sometimes for Christmas and Thanksgiving you can't find it. So I bought a bunch. I have quite the stock. At 350, and it's going to bake for only 20 minutes. So I'm going to sprinkle some of these on top. Not many, because I'm going to bake it. I'll bake it for 15 minutes. And then I'll take it out and put the rest of them on top and finish baking some more. Oh, I'll tell you what, these dishes are heavy. I'll go ahead and bake it for the 20 minutes that it asks for, and then I'll pull it out and I'll throw the rest of these on there. Or I could save the rest of these, and when I heat it up tomorrow at my mother-in-law's, I can put these on there and then heat it up for 10 minutes. I might do that. All right, so that is it for this easy recipe of Paula Deen's squash casserole. I wish I would have read that step, so I would have been able to hopefully not have a soggy casserole, because I didn't drain it. There wasn't really a lot of juice on it, honestly. But we'll find out. I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, I'm not putting the crackers on the top, so that's not going to get soggy. I'm using the French fried onions, which are already crispy, and then when I heat it up and I put the rest of them on there, it's going to be even crispier. So I don't think I'm going to have a problem with a soggy casserole. So anyway, I will post all of the ingredients in the description box below. Thank you for joining me. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, and I would very much appreciate that. Give me a thumbs up, like my page, ring that bell, push that bell, make sure it is set on all notifications. You will be notified when I post another video. If you have any questions and comments about this recipe or anything to do with my page, please feel free to ask. Please be kind. I hope you have a wonderful Easter day with your family. I know I am. I'm doing Easter Saturday tomorrow. So thank you again for joining me for this recipe, and we'll see you next time on Crocker's Crazy Living. Thank you. Bye.